Y'all, 90 Day Fiancé, The Other Way Tell All Part 2 somehow took Part 1 and made it look so much worse. Okay? The insecurity, the jealousy, the drama, money drama, surprise pregnancies, it was a lot. I was giving the side eye the entire time. So let's get into it right now. What's up, y'all? It's yours truly, Jay, and welcome back to Side Eye with Jay. If you love real talk about reality TV, pop culture, and honest opinions, make sure you hit that subscribe button. I upload every week, so turn on those notifications so you never miss a thing. Today, we're breaking down the tell all part 2, the jealousy, the money mess, the relationship blow ups, and the moments that really expose who people really are when things get uncomfortable. So the first thing I noticed when the episode starts up is that Greta finally said it out loud. Monan is insecure. It's very apparent. Just in the way that she talks to Anthony, the way that she gets defensive, and how she quickly plays victim. It's always everybody else's fault. It's always his fault. Things that he's not doing. It's never ever her. So that's what I noticed firsthand. And then Greta said people shouldn't stay together just because you have a child, and I couldn't agree more. Just because you have a child does not mean that you need to be with that person, especially if it's not working. I feel like that the child will thank you later. I mean, the child would absolutely thank you later. Thank you for not being together. If you are going to yell and argue, and kids can feel that animosity amongst parents. So I think that that was an honest opinion that Greta gave, and it looked like Monan did not agree with that. And I do want to say as well that they kind of started with Monan kind of she's leaving the show or she's leaving the studio and blah 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 blah. I knew she was leaving the studio because she needed that check. Let's just be honest, she needed that check, so she turned herself right on back around and came on in. So, um, and I just want to also point out kind of a quick side note. Patia was teaching them how to do some strip moves, some dance moves. And let me just say, I would take a lesson from Patia. I would take a lesson. She's confident, she's fun, she's very seasoned in the industry. So um, I feel like that would be an awesome experience for me. So I just had to throw that in there. So anyway, we get back to the set. Manon says that Anthony should have came out to rescue her or, you know, cuddle her when she stormed off. And I'm sorry, but why? Why would he do such a thing if you was just upset with him, talking dirty or bad about him, calling him out of his name, things like that? Like, why would he do that? Why would he do that? Um, you can't belittle someone and then expect an emotional rescue 5 minutes later. That's just not how people work, or it's just not how it works. I mean, it's just not how it works. So then we move on to Luke and Madeline. Um, so Sean, she shifts the focus right to Luke and Madeline, right? Um, Madeline, I have to say she looks stunning. Like she was looking great in that dress. So kudos to her. And yes, they're about to be parents. Parents to some poopies, okay? About to be parents to some poopies. So good luck to them on that. I hope everything it goes well with that. But I don't have a lot of confidence. Let's just put it like that. So we then find out that Luke moves back to the States because he's broke. I mean, I kind of knew that it wasn't going to be a whole kind of success thing with the resort idea and things like that. I mean, the property that they went to go look at looked amazing, looked stunning, had great views, all that type of stuff. But I think a lot of times people don't really understand all the expenses and costs that goes into being an entrepreneur and also building buildings. Like there's all kind of unforeseen circumstances, If you have a budget, you can times that by two at least. So I think that really kind of was a little bit too ambitious for his pockets at that time. And I'm not trying to count anybody's dollars, but I'm just saying, just looked like a lot for what he was going through. So, and it turns out it looks like that Madeline is moving to the U.S. eventually, potentially. I don't know. Okay. We're gonna side eye to that one. So anyway, moving on, Luke said that he's not wearing his ring, right? So we kind of figured that out. Part one, he didn't have his ring on. We find out that basically he lost, or Madeline lost her ring, right? She said that she gave this big story, and it was she was messing in her car and the coolant and all that stuff, and rings gone. Um, I don't know if I buy that, but anyway, okay. She wants Luke to send his ring down to Colombia so she can get two rings made from his one ring. Okay. And apparently he's never gotten it back. So it's somewhere, probably in the pawn shop. Probably has been sold at the pawn shop, just like they said. But I wasn't buying her whole story, quite frankly. I just don't believe it. It just sounds too good to be true. Luke also said that um, originally she said that she lost it at the gym. Okay, and knowing her temper, I know she probably flung that thing off when they got into one of their arguments and poof, be gone. That's personally what I kind of think happened, right? If I had to guess, right? Okay. So anyway, they moving along. They show kind of the footage from the Bachelorette party of Luke's. Honestly, it looked like a low budget Bachelorette party. Wasn't nothing too crazy. But nothing I would want for it by any means. So, but one thing I can acknowledge is that she did tell him that she did not want him to have a Bachelorette party, especially with strippers. So, if he had strippers, then he was wrong. Okay, he was wrong. He shouldn't have done that. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. I don't think, in my opinion, I don't think the strippers are the worst thing that you can do. I mean, he seemed pretty respectful in the way he was interacting with the strippers. But if you all have rules as a couple that you shouldn't be doing something, you should be following them. Okay. So in also, I fully believe that Brian had everything to do with um the strippers being there. Okay. I am totally confident that he planned this all out. Okay. He did not want them to be together anyway. Okay. So he definitely planned it out. He made sure that the strippers were there and that, you know, Luke was interacting with the strippers. Okay. He don't want them to be together anyway. So there's no way you can convince me otherwise. Okay. But to me, the way that Madeline had Luke looking like a walking dessert, okay, looking like a walking dessert, she threw all that stuff on him. I was like, what in the world? Are you serious? Like, what? Like, for me, it would have been rap after that, probably way before that, but that definitely would have put a seal on it. There's no way you're gonna make me have me walk around looking like a walking dessert out here, throwing drinks and food and stuff on me. Like, what kind of mess is this? Are we in the first grade? So anyway, moving right along with Brian, right? We find out that Brian, you know, loaned some money from Luke, and Madeline says that he stole from him. He does not think so. Basically, he borrowed $150,000, or they went into business together. Okay, they went into business together in Colombia. Colombia is a very rough place. I don't think I would be putting up $150,000 on any business venture. Okay, I'm just gonna say that right now, especially on an investment property. So, I mean, this property is supposed to be making you money. And I understand he probably thought it was going to flesh out, but that's putting that all up on that is a no bueno for me. It's a no bueno for me. So I mean, his whole little story that he got kidnapped and tied up story, it sounds real fishy. It sounds fishy, and pretty much I don't believe it. And I really think that Luke is just kind of a sucker a little bit. I think he's a sucker. Um, and that's just pretty much it on that, right? I just think he's a sucker because there's just no way that I'm loaning somebody 150K and I'm not seeing any. They're gonna tell me that they were kidnapped and tied up. That's just not gonna happen, right? So next we see during the break, Khloe tries to shoot her shot at Luke, right? Um, she's like, everybody should be single. We're gonna go get drinks, blah 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 blah. And I mean, go for it, girl. I mean, obviously they're not gonna be together. Him and his wife is not probably not gonna be together. So I mean, maybe it's nothing. I also noticed that when they were all doing kind of the hands in, who's going out, hurrah type thing. The way you had Chloe's hand there, and then Luke put his hand on top, right? And then Luke said, like that. I was like, oh, okay. I see you. To me, that told me everything I needed to know about what was going down. So, yeah, that was pretty interesting. So then we have Monan tells Anthony that basically she wants him to be naked in bed with him, and that she really misses him and all this type of stuff. But I mean, it was really because Anthony was like, I don't want to be with you no more. I don't know if I want to be with you anymore. I think that kind of shook her up a little bit, kind of had got her thinking like, well, dang, I might actually lose my husband because I don't know how to act. Maybe so. So yeah, her entire tone kind of changed from that point on. She was shook. Her entire tone changed. They say, "Oh well," or Andy suggests like, or she suggests that, "Hey, we leave the studio, um, and go talk and all this type of stuff." And Anthony agrees. And honestly, good riddance. I don't and won't miss her for sure. Okay. So they leave. We get back to the stage, get to Patia and Dylan. And it's really interesting because Dylan accuses Patia of being a prostitute, right? Prostitute when because she's a stripper and he's also a stripper as well. I think it's a little projection. I do respect that he did apologize after that for, you know, the, you know, the suggestion that she was prostituting at the club. So I do appreciate that and I respect that about him. So then we find out that Dylan is moving to the States. And I'm actually glad for this. I really think that it'll be good for their relationship in the long term because Patia is a Vegas girl. She's not built for no small town, okay, in Tasmania. She's not built for that type of life. I knew when she first moved there, she's not built for that, okay? And so when another thing is when Dylan um, rated Patia and his mom's relationship to a -10, I was like, ooh, oof, wow. But I mean, I do respect the fact that Patia is always really respectful to Joe, at least in person. So I can appreciate that. They continue to make it right. They continue to make it. There's a lot of people out here we don't like, but I mean, you can go around just treating anybody anyway, acting any kind of way. So yeah, I really respect that about her as well. So um, she's not nasty. She's not disrespectful. I mean, if you look at Manon and your boy Anthony, they are complete opposites. Monan was very disrespectful to Anthony's cousin, very disrespectful to her. Um, and it's just ridiculous. No one needs to be that. Isn't that necessary? So, moving right along. And I also want to say I agree with Patia. When Joe found out that they were engaged, she was a little bit kind of hesitant about her response. Instead of saying congratulations, she was, oh, that was quick. Like, congratulations first, and then you can do the rest of the stuff later. Like, period. So Patia's issue with Dylan calling his mom every day. I mean, I think it's just insecurity because she just doesn't have that type of relationship with her parents or her family. And I don't think it's anything wrong with him calling and check on his mother every day. I really don't. Like, um, you never know when your parents will not be here anymore. So there's nothing wrong with that, in my opinion. And then so when Patia's friend Jen comes out, right? Jen Lynn, whatever it is, she comes out, and Dylan, she says that Dylan and them and his mom are having inappropriate conversation. Well, my ears perk up. I'm like, inappropriate conversations with your mom? Like, that's what I'm like, what? Um, my mind was all the way in the gutter. Apparently, I'm just got a gutter mind because I was like, inappropriate conversations. But it turns out it was about her going to the gynecologist. I'm sorry, I don't say anything inappropriate about that. But y'all let me know in the comments if you feel like that was inappropriate or not. But I do not. I talk to people in my family all the time about things I guess that they may Patia would consider inappropriate. I mean, there's nothing wrong with telling a close relative that, hey, I'm going to the doctor to get so and so checked on or whatever the case is. There's nothing wrong with that. To me, there's nothing wrong with that. I did find it sweet that kind of Joe blessed their um, Dylan moving to the U.S. Finally, um, you know, so that was at least something, right? So then we move on to Jenny and Submit, kind of, and their little family chaos. Okay. First off, I want to say I never thought that them living with his parents and starting a family business, aka the family cafe, would flesh out to anything great. Like, from personal experience, business with family rarely mix. It's just not. I've I've been there, done that. Does not mix very well. So would not advise it to anyone, quite frankly. And then I want to point out, like, Jenny is a senior. Okay, nothing wrong with being a senior. She's a player senior. Nothing wrong with that. But she's set in her ways. Okay, she's set in her ways, and she doesn't want another woman telling her what and when to do anything. I mean, that just she doesn't want. She doesn't want. She wants to live in peace and harmony by herself, and I totally understand that. Right, I totally get that. And Summit, he couldn't wait to move with his parents. He was looking forward to moving with his parents. He couldn't wait to get out of that apartment and get into the apartment with his parents, right? And I think that has something to do a lot with cultural differences. Like he said, he puts his parents are like gods to him, and and with Jenny, that's just not what she believes in. She believes she should be number one, right? So there's a huge conflict there, and I can't wait to see, like, next season what happens. If they end up staying there and moving to another apartment, because Jenny says she was getting out of there no matter what. Submit better make a decision and better make it now. Okay, so um somebody was talking about, like, the family cafe. He's pretty much the only person running it. Yeah, I know it's the Summit Cafe now, but I mean, Jenny doesn't want to work. She already said she doesn't want to work. She doesn't want to cook. She don't want to do any of that, right? So then we got Rohit that comes out, right? And I don't like him at all. I don't like. He gave really jealous energy the whole season. Last season, like, he was just jealous. Like, I can't stand that type that doesn't. You don't want to see your friends, like, do better, like succeed. Like that's crazy to me. Like, so he's just mad all his businesses failed, child. Okay, that's what it comes down to. And then what really got me going is that Jenny said that the summit gets drunk way too much. Like he crawls on the floor. Like I want to see that. I want to see him crawl on the floor, child. I want to see Submit crawl on the floor. All right. Um, okay, so yeah, I'm looking for the next season for them for sure. I want to see kind of what happens with them. Then we have Johnny kind of going into the whole thing with Khloe and how he would give her another chance and so on and so forth. And Johnny, just leave it alone. I mean, come on, like some things you just need to just leave it alone. Leave it where it's at. Period. Be done with it. Khloe pretending like she was maybe what are we talking about? How did we get here? She knows she would take that man back. She knows she would take that man back, and what turn and turns out that she had a trip. She was planning to go to Aruba. She was going to Aruba for who? She claims the one for Johnny, but don't nobody believe that now. Come on now. So anyway, Sean asks, Khloe, does she have a special someone? She says no. She asks Johnny, does he have a special someone? He says, well, yes. He does have a special someone. Um, and not only that, a baby is on the way. A baby girl is on the way. And I was like, huh? Baby girl is on the way. Now, wasn't he just trying to he got a special one. He's in a committed relationship right now. He's just trying to get back with Khloe, but a baby's on the way. How does this, how does, how does that work? What? Yeah. Basically, what I learned, what that tells me is that he's a player. Now he is a player. He's always going to be one. At least right now, this is what he's on. So, and it's not really that it was low because he's having a baby. It's because he was just talking about getting Khloe back. No, no, and no again. You don't do that. And he said that him and his baby mother are that he would see marriage in the future with him and his baby's mom. What? What? Like what? I can't. Y'all let me know in the comments what y'all feel about that. But that's crazy. That's epic to me. And we see how hard it hit Khloe. Like she was crying, bawling tears out of her eyes. Like that was messed up, Loki. I kind of felt sorry for Khloe. That was really messed up. Um, and then Johnny's like so shocked that she's upset. Like, duh, she's gonna be upset. What do you think, idiot? Like, come on now, sir, be serious. Be serious, okay? Um, then basically the set wraps, right? Um, we find that he starts blowing up her phone. He wants to talk to her and blah blah blah. And I am so glad that she blocked him. Like, thank God she blocked him because them were the toxic and worst individuals. They do something and then they want to hide their hand. Well, I'm sorry, I didn't know it was like, come on now, let's stop it. Like, stop it. I'm glad she blocked him. I don't know how long she gonna leave him blocked. Well, hopefully it's forever. For block him, forget about him, get you another man, call it a day, or be single and have fun. Like, nothing wrong with that either. So, um, but yeah, back to her going to Aruba. I knew she was going to. I know she's going to Aruba to see him. Okay, like drop that, go somewhere else, get you a good girls trip, take you some girlfriends on there, and have fun. Okay, uh, that's all I got to say about that. It was an awesome, awesome, awesome tell all. So, um, good luck to everybody on there. Okay, hopefully that everything goes well. Well, that's a wrap. Overall, I think this was a solid tell-all. This season is officially done. I'm definitely looking forward to the next season. Definitely. Let me know in the comments down below how you felt about the tell-all part two. Okay, who disappointed you? I mean, who surprised you? I mean, who are you officially done with? And I think I have a good idea about that, right? And so, again, thank you for watching. This is Jay and this is Side Eye with Jay. I upload every week, so make sure you're subscribed. Turn on those notifications so you never miss a video, and I'll see y'all on the next one.